Hey, it's Roy Calvin back for another episode of You Don't Know Anything About Women. Let's get into our first post. How to let go of relationship mistakes, self-sabotage, and stop apologizing? I'm 30 years old and in a relationship with a 35-year-old woman. We have been together for 3 months, and due to various reasons, it has been a little rocky at times. Basically, we both came out of abusive relationships last year and dragged a lot of emotions with us into the new relationship, but we are working through those together. Issue I am having is that my anxiety is damaging the relationship. I've had anxiety all my life. I've been receiving counseling, albeit limited, and I am on medication for it. But often when I make mistakes in the relationship, I can't let go of the guilt and the memory of them. Often I ruminate about them for days or even weeks, which leads me to seek reassurance repeatedly from her about them. For clarification, the mistakes I make tend to be around saying the wrong sort of thing without thinking, doing something impulsive, or just general stupidity. Nothing serious or hurtful, just my bloody autism. Thing is, how do I stop ruminating these mistakes? I know she doesn't like me doing it because it just adds pressure onto the relationship and her, and that's one thing she doesn't want in her life. Take this for example. Last night I made a stupid comment without thinking, and I've spent all day so far thinking about it and worrying about what to do, or what gesture or action to do to apologize, when I've already apologized last night. Guarantee she wants me to never bring it up again and just move on and keep it lighthearted. My head right now is not allowing that to happen. Any advice, anyone? I need to go right into the comments here to bring up something else that this guy has said there. He said, how do I stop my small slip-ups from becoming a massive big deal to her? They're not becoming a massive big deal to her. That's the whole fucking problem with this situation. You're the one who's worrying about shit, not her. You're doing stuff that, I don't know, for some reason you're really fucking worried about pissing her off. But it seems to me like it doesn't even bother her. I mean, just based on the example that you gave that happened last night, at least you said something stupid and you apologized and she's moved on. You recognize that she probably doesn't want you to bring it up again. It's a done thing. And even this thing that you apologize for, it's probably not as big of a fucking deal as you think it is. So you don't need to worry about things becoming a massive big deal to her. From what I see, you need to worry about overthinking them yourself. So yeah, this is your issue. Don't worry about her getting upset. But I recognize, yeah, that this fucking scenario you have made up in your mind is what's causing you to act like this in the first place. You think she's going to get upset over something that you say or something you do. Here's the advice I need to give that I'm sure isn't given on Reddit very often and not by your counselor that you said you went to for a little while. Fucking emotional suppression, dude. I don't care how it happens. You can't be acting like this around a girlfriend and expect her to stick around. Just fucking saying sorry all the time. Hey, that thing that I did yesterday and it wasn't a big deal and I said sorry and you already forgave me. Sorry about that again. Sorry. It's fuck, dude. It's really bad fucking vibes you're giving out there. So I don't care if that's what you think in your head and you're worried about that kind of stuff. You can't fucking portray that to her. I also need to bring up here that you're 30 years old dating a 35-year-old. Now, I would never recommend dating a woman this much. I mean, any amount older than you, but this much, I mean, wow, like she's getting up there. So maybe she has more tolerance for this kind of behavior because it's kind of getting late in her, like, you know, dating, having kids stage of life. But even with her, I mean, anyone's going to get tired of that behavior after an amount of time. It's been 3 months already. I'm sure she's already thinking, this is fucking annoying. Like, she probably gets more upset at your countless apologies and whatever than she does at the initial thing you said. Nobody likes somebody who can't drop something, right? We're all guilty of that sometimes. Probably just fucking beating a dead horse, not being able to move on from a small thing, but you have to. Like, whenever you feel like asking her for fucking forgiveness again when she's already given it, fucking message me on X. You don't know Roy is my username. Fucking send me that message. Tell me that you're fucking anxious about your girlfriend or whatever. Don't tell her. And look, I could bring up this piece of advice for pretty much every post I talk about. Go meet more women. I used to be like this too, believe me. It's hard to believe now, but back in like whatever, I mean, junior high, high school, even my early adult life, just worrying about like one girl and what she's doing. And I don't know, are we on good terms right now? Or did I do something stupid? Is she pissed off at me for no reason? I don't know. I used to have those thoughts way back in the day. So believe me, I do understand that So that's the advice. I mean, date some more women, get some more experience in your life, and you probably won't really care, even if one girl wasn't forgiving you for something, or at least you would care much less. And besides that, I don't know how to tell you how to stop having these thoughts, so I'm not going to tell you that. I'm just telling you, don't tell her that that's what you're thinking. Resist the fucking urge to apologize again. Do something that you like that can take your mind off it when you want to do that. Oh shit, I'm worried. I feel like apologizing to her. Okay, I'm going to go play my musical instrument or whatever it is you like doing. And remember, the first step is admitting that you have a problem. So I'm glad that you have and you're looking for advice. So there's mine. All right, let's get into the next post for this episode. We've actually got a lot today about like low confidence and stuff like that. So yeah, let's see what this next one is about. Need advice on how to cope with rejection and low confidence. I'm 23 years old, and after keeping my feelings about her to myself for over 2 months, I finally confessed and got a no answer. I was already expecting a no answer and thought to myself that it won't be that bad, but now I feel crushed, borderline heartbroken. What's worse is that she's my classmate and we'll meet a few more times until the end of the semester, which could be awkward. I know I'll feel better as time goes on, but I also feel like an undesirable person as this is not my first rejection since my last relationship, and so far, my success rate is 0%. I expect some people will jump in and say, get a therapist, but I won't have any appointments until fall semester as the university's counseling office is wrapping things up for the remainder of spring. Well, I'm certainly not going to jump in and tell you to get a therapist because that's a big reason I started this podcast. That piece of advice is something given on Reddit a lot, and I think it's fucking useless. So let me get into some real advice for you. Everyone has felt like you are right now. Of course, how much that rejection hurts depends on how much experience you have with women and how much you liked this girl maybe. But we've all been there, and we've all moved on and gotten new girls that we like even more for the most part. I need to clarify here after reading into the comments a little bit. He asked her out directly in person, not over a phone or anything, and she didn't give no answer. She gave a no answer. It was written a little bit strange in the original post. So look, man, this thing about meeting a few times until the end of the semester and it could be awkward, don't worry about it. I say this all the time. It's as awkward as you want to make it. So if you just accept things, you act cool, and she feels awkward, then that's all you can do. That's not your fucking problem. You can't control her emotions. If she wants to feel awkward, then so be it. With that being said, I got to go into the comments here again because OP, he wrote a few more things here that I want to bring up. Says that he'd like to talk with her normally even after the classes end because he'll see her occasionally as they both have the same hobby and a few mutual friends out there, but he worries that he'd make it more awkward by initiating conversation. So even though I'm saying don't make it awkward, I'm also personally not a big fan of like just continuing things like nothing happened, like you didn't just ask her out and she said no, and then, you go to your hobby or whatever. And you act like you did 2 weeks ago or whatever. I don't like that. I'd kind of like to subtly position her like I'm on a pedestal and she's beneath me. Like, I'm not going to really try to have any conversations with you because you're not worth my time anymore. But like, if you talk to me, I'm going to be friendly and everything. I'm not going to try to make like offhanded remarks. And if we're doing our hobby together and there's a reason that we need to talk about something, then that's fine. But I gave you an opportunity to talk with me more and you didn't want to take it. So I'm not going to keep putting an effort here, And the thing I said about not making offhanded remarks or anything and just being super cool is very important because on the other side of this, if it was me, like I wouldn't accept that it's over. I mean, I would accept for now and just like, I'm not going to fucking keep asking over and over again for her to go out with me, but I'm just going to be my cool self. And again, I'm going to take the high road and act cooler about everything than her. And since you have a reason to keep meeting over and over again, this hobby or whatever that you do with some other people and you hang out, you may get an opportunity again down the road. I'm not saying to use that as like hope because it definitely could be over. She might have no interest in you at all. But just staying cool, man. It could give you a chance in the future. Very few situations in life, and especially in dating, is just being cool not the fucking answer. At least when you're trying to pursue a girl. Another comment from him, I assume he's talking about the same hobby. He says that he's been focusing his attention on a sport that they both like, partly because he wants to impress her, and now, ironically, he lost his incentive to get good at the sport that he now kind of likes. So coming at something like a sport partly because you want to impress somebody is not really a good reason to do a sport or anything. It's like how on Reddit I see a lot of advice like just go to meetups and learn a new sport and get hobbies and then you'll meet girls. First of all, I don't think that advice really works. And second of all, it's just annoying. I think you should just want to do the fucking hobbies and sports that you want to do and don't worry about girls. Also, though, I have a friend who lives in kind of a small town and he recently went to a spin class because it's kind of hard to find youngish single women in small towns. So I also understand that as well as like a strategy. But him going to that spin class is not hinged on like one person's attendance, whereas yours seems like it might kind of be. But you also said that you kind of like the sport, so I mean, don't quit. You're giving me mixed signals there, right? Because you say that you lost incentive, you were trying to impress her, but you kind of like it. So look, if you kind of like it, keep doing this hobby. But don't let your enjoyment of it be controlled by her. So one more thing in your post that I need to bring up, you say that it'll get better as time goes on, but you feel like you're an undesirable person because your success rate is 0% since your last relationship. Out of how many? Like if it's 0% out of like fucking 50 girls you've asked out, okay, maybe there's a problem there. Maybe you are undesirable. If it's 0 out of 3, it's like that's fucking nothing. And dating is kind of a numbers game. Like I think about this myself, maybe, depending how hard I go approaching women 1 month. Let's just say, for example, during 1 month that I get 6 dates. So that's 6 women who are willing to come out and meet with me and are interested with me somewhat. Let's say that 0 of them gave me what I wanted, which is sex in my case. Stretches like that definitely do happen, and I know it'll get better, but still, even with me, I'm like, fuck, well, this is not a very good fucking month. Wow, I just 6 women, and none of them wanted to come home with me. But, like, all it takes is one. All it would take was for one of those girls to come home with me, and I'd be like, okay, well, fuck, this is a pretty good month. Assuming that I only put in enough effort to get 6 dates and not more. Then let's say one more girl comes home with me, so 2 out of 6, I'm like, wow, this is a great month. This is, like, what I should be doing. This is great. And then let's say one more came home with me, 3 out of 6. It's like, holy shit, I'm the fucking man. I'm amazing. Like we are living in a world of dating where like just one girl doing something different changes the whole fucking perspective of this period of time, whatever period we're talking about. So your success rate is 0%, whatever. I'm guessing you probably asked out like 2, 3, maybe 4 girls. So if the next one you ask out says yes, then like that's a 20% success rate. I mean, that's pretty good. There's a lot of factors at play whenever you get into talking about like numbers and percentages of dating. But like that seems like that'd be all right. So don't worry about your success rate being 0%, especially when you look at a small amount of time. Like if the best soccer player in the world takes 1 shot and doesn't score in a game, then his shooting percentage is 0. Does that mean that he's shit? No, I don't think so. He's probably going to go out there and get a goal later on. So it's the same thing with dating. Don't worry that you haven't had success since your last relationship. You got to get the amount of girls you ask out up. So I recommend talking to more, of course. All right, let's go to the next post for this episode. Am I missing something? I keep hearing from women in my life and online about how annoying it is when guys try to slide into their DMs or hit on them. They talk about how many guys are trying at once and how exhausting it all is. It's left me stuck between 2 thoughts. Number 1, how would I even stand out from all these other guys? And number 2, what's the point of trying if the attention itself is unwanted? So I've basically never made a move on anyone. I can't compete with other dudes, and everything I hear tells me the attempt itself is the problem. So no Instagram reels, no double text, and I don't reach out unless they reach out. It feels like a lose-lose. Do nothing, I'm damned. Do something, I'm damned. Can someone please help me out? I think I'll be single for the rest of my life if I don't get the answer to this paradox. I don't understand what you said about no Instagram reels and no double text, as if that means like you're not asking women out or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too old and I don't understand what Instagram reels are used for anymore. But anyway, let me focus on these 2 questions that you've laid out here. How would you even stand out from all these other guys that are sliding into DMs and whatever? So for me, whether it's DMs or real life, I kind of agree with you. Like, I've kind of just chosen ever since I got serious about dating that, like, I won't compete with other guys. I've never really used Instagram as a way to get girls. I know that, yeah, it's basically a dating app now. But I mean, even in real life, like, there's been parties and stuff that I can go to. And I just don't feel like it because I don't want to be in a fucking house or whatever, some venue with, like, a bunch of guys who are just clearly there to fucking hit on the girls. There's nothing wrong with them doing that. Just, yeah, I choose not to compete. Same thing for like bars and clubs. I've never really been someone who goes to the club and tries to get girls Because, yeah, there's a lot of competition in places like that, and I don't want to have to worry about standing out. I've just never really had the desire. Like, to me, going out on the street and talking to a girl who's alone and I'm alone and we can just talk one-on-one, I much prefer that, and I like my chances a lot more in that situation. So that's kind of my answer to you. Like, don't even bother trying to compete with these guys. You can go out and approach girls, whether it's in the street or maybe you're at university, you can approach them there, or a mall, fucking grocery store, TJ Maxx, Walgreens, whatever. Like, I'd much rather that. You don't need to compete with those guys. Don't worry about the fucking online game. He does mention in the comments that he's not like hitting on girls on Instagram. He gets Instagram from girls who he's met in real life or whatever. So that's good. But in that case, I'm wondering, like, how do you even know that you're competing with other guys? You already talked to her in real life. Now, like, your Instagram messaging should just be setting up the date. It shouldn't be her comparing you with other guys who maybe are messaging her out of nowhere without ever having met her before. Like, you have an advantage. You've already met her. Moving on to your second question, what's the point of trying if the attention itself is unwanted? So here's what to keep in mind. The difference between the attention being wanted and unwanted is if the girl finds you attractive or not. It's pretty much that simple. There might be some more nuances to it, but that's like the high level rule. And that's the same whether you're messaging a girl that you don't know on Instagram or if you're going up to talk to a girl that you don't know in real life. Creepy versus fun, it's mostly to do with you being attractive to them or not. So you're not going to know the answer to that until you do what you want to do, and whatever, you ask the girl out, you approach the girl, you send the girl a message. And if it's unwanted attention, then she can ignore it or reject you, or she can fucking delete her social media, because that's just what comes with social media. And if it annoys you that much that you get messages, you can delete it or whatever, turn your DMs off or whatever. So whatever girl is in question might want your attention, but you're not going to know until you reach out. So if you do get rejected, whatever, accept it, move on. It's not a big deal. There's other girls that will want the attention from you. So just get out there and try. Don't leave it up to yourself to decide if it's unwanted or not. Leave it up to the girl. And if she didn't want your attention, then whatever. Nothing was gained or lost. All right, let's move on to post number 4 for this episode. I get friend-zoned all the time. I'm 28 years old and I've never dated. I can't. Nobody wants me. But the thing is, so many girls actually like me. They find me honest, funny, and clever, but only as a friend. I can't even get anyone to flirt with me. My final attempts always end like, you're so cute. I feel like a child when they do that, but people also call me mature. I don't know. I can't understand why nobody flirts with me. I heard the term nice guy, but I'm not like that either. I don't try flirting with anyone kind to me and then get angry when they reject me. I posted my face in the Am I Ugly subreddit, and someone said, "You look like you are permanently in the friend zone." How can they say that without knowing my story? How could someone look like that? If I am ugly, why do people like me? Am I in the ugly enough to not date, but okay as a friend zone? I don't know. Can someone give me advice? Am I doing something wrong, or is it my looks? It's really annoying when somebody writes a post like this and people say things in the comments and the OP just never comes back to say anything or give more context. I should make a rule to not give advice to these kinds of posts. Maybe I'll do that from now on. But since I've already read this one, I'm going to do it anyway. But yeah, there needs to be more context, because I've read plenty of people on Reddit before who are, 28 years old and they've never dated, but maybe they've never asked anyone out. So have you made an effort to actually ask a girl out? You say that your flirt attempts always end like, you're so cute. But I don't know what that means, because you're so cute isn't a response that a woman will give when you say, hey, let's go out on this day or this day. So effort needs to be made in that context. Maybe it has been, but I don't know. You later say, I don't know, I can't understand why nobody flirts with me. I don't try flirting and then get angry when they reject me. But I don't know if you're flirting at all. I don't know if you know what flirting means. Because I think some guys just think that simply talking to a girl means that they're flirting. Or, having some kind of fucking humorous conversation. No, that doesn't really mean that you're flirting. So I wish I had more information to help you with that aspect. But with what I do have, make sure you're actually asking some women out. Then I want to go into this thing where you posted your face and somebody said that you look like you're permanently in the friend zone. I mean, there's comments here saying that you should ignore that, but that could be a bit of an issue. If you see someone's face who you've never met, everybody is capable of making some assumptions about that person, right? They may not be correct, but sometimes they are. You could see a picture of a woman in plain clothes and just by looking at her face be like, she doesn't seem like a corporate worker or a athlete. I think she's like a teacher maybe. And that could be right in a lot of cases. So those vibes get given off. Or how you can look at a white girl from the US and a white girl from like the UK, just in photos, I mean, not knowing the difference, and be like, yeah, this one is giving me like British vibes and this one's giving me American vibes. There's something there. Like, humans do have that ability to deduce things from pictures. So it might be a thing in your case, but like, that's not something that you can't overcome. I think it just has to do with your attitude. You need to change your vibe. And okay, like if your face looks like it's a friend zone face, then that's fine. But what you do, your actions and your words can definitely change that and make women see you as someone that they maybe would date. So that's my advice for you, given the limited information. Okay, on to one more post for this episode. I'm 22 and I find my 20-year-old girlfriend's bed rotting and unproductiveness problematic. I'm working 2 jobs and go to university on weekends. I also am a family person and have a dream to start my own business. My girlfriend goes to university, but honestly, there's little to no homework or things for her to study after returning home. Every time she's bored, which is almost every day, she keeps asking to see each other. When we do, we just lay in bed or eat fast food. I tried to go on fun dates with her, but her insecurities won't allow us to do so sometimes. We are emotionally supportive to each other, but she needs it full time, while I need it occasionally. I love her, but when I offer her to go to the gym or do some sports with me, she's not interested. She has so much free time and is not doing anything with it. Even reading a book drives me crazy. She starts overthinking, and I end up spending my almost drained battery from the day on comforting her. I don't know if the problem is in the difference between our lives, or is it an obstacle we can overcome? There's a comment here that I need to bring up before I get into the post further. It says, break up with her. You've been posting for over a year about her over-reliance on you for daily emotional support and regulation. And the OP replies and then says, now I feel embarrassed for not deleting the previous ones. So I will get into my advice and what I think about it. It's probably obvious to you already. But yeah, I mean, you're fucking 22, man. You're wasting the young adult fun years of your life with this girl you've been fucking complaining about for over a year. There's also another comment saying that I would be so sad being your girlfriend and finding out the way you've been talking about me online instead of having a face-to-face conversation with me. Which, yeah, I mean, I get that perspective. The girl probably deserves it because she sounds insufferable. But yes, how about doing something about it instead of complaining about it online for a year? I find with girls I've dated too, like, you know, you guys, okay, you're 22 and she's 20. I don't know. I assume you've met in university or whatever. You're both in university now. So just so many fucking girls I've dated who are like fucking 25, 26, 27 tell me like, oh yeah, I met my boyfriend in fucking high school or university and then we were together for 6 or 7 years and then we broke up. It's like that girl fucking wasted her whole early 20s dating life. Because people get together at that stage in their life and they just don't know how to break up with each other and they have no experience. They don't really know what they like in a person. They're just together out of convenience is how I describe it. Like, okay, this person's here and they asked me out and all right, let's just stay together. My point is, I would hate for that to be you in another fucking 5 years from now, 27. Be like, okay, I finally broke up with my girlfriend of 8 years or whatever. And yeah, now I can start actually dating some women that I like. Like, that would suck. I wish I got into dating seriously when I was 22. So that's why this riles me up. You're fucking wasting your time. And I wish I could go back to 22 and start seriously pursuing women from that age. Because it still took me a while after that to actually get serious about things. So I don't need to dissect your post that much. Like I said, the girl's insufferable. You said that you try to go on fun dates with her, but her insecurities won't allow us to do so sometimes. And I don't know, you say in the comments that these are dates that you know that she likes. Trampoline parks, picnics, arts and crafts. Like, what? She's so fucking... First of all, insecurities being an obstacle to a date that I want to bring a girl on, that's a fucking instant turnoff for me regardless. But I don't know, I thought it would be something where it's like a sport maybe and involves some skill or something like that. But arts and crafts, like, what fucking insecurities does she have where she can't go and do arts and crafts? Sounds like a huge excuse on her behalf. So that alone would make me be finished with this girl. You do mention afterwards that you offer to go to the gym or play sports and she's not interested, but I don't know, that's not what you say her insecurities are stopping her from doing. And you finish your day and you're fucking drained and she just starts bitching to you. Fuck this, man. You cannot overcome this. There's people in the comments saying that maybe she's depressed or whatever. Yeah, okay, that might be true. It's not your fucking responsibility to deal with it. You seem like you're finished with this anyway, but you've been posting about her for over a year. Like, how much more support from the internet do you need? Everyone who reads this knows that it's a fucking dead end. You've got to end this and take your life back and don't waste your early 20s. It's a fucking great time to get into dating. It's always possible to meet girls who are in their early 20s, But you're 22 right now. This is the easiest time that it will ever be. So take advantage of this. Go out there and date some girls who are actually going to want to hang out with you and go do fun things. Okay, that's it for this episode. If you don't know anything about women, make sure you check out the link in the show notes if you want to support the show or get in touch, and I'll see you in the next one.